What's up? Happy weekend, everybody. Today I was looking at a couple of videos, and some of them were a little bit more messed up than others. This guy right here is a habitual offender, and I don't understand why pussy crooks exist. Check the story out and you'll see what I mean.
Channel 2 Action News exclusive. A man already convicted of one rape in California failed to show up for the conclusion of his rape trial here. And a prosecutor says he's now a fugitive. We got our hands on these documents showing the offender who authorities are looking for. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie joins us live in the newsroom. So Mark, even with his previous rape conviction, he was given a bond.
Excuse me, he got a what? How the fuck is that even possible? Really though.
1995 rape conviction in California. Indecent behavior with a juvenile in a Louisiana case. A recent conviction here for rape and more with a life without parole plus 60 sentence. But the question is, where is Gary Diggs now?
So the court system just out here letting pussy crooks loose, losing them. This man have been all over the country and been doing it for over 30 years now.
A prosecutor says the victim here audio recorded the confrontation before the rape.
You want to leave. How is that so hard for you? Why is that so hard for you to understand, Gary?
Now you can hear all in that young lady voice. She is scared. She's scared. You done got her out of town. We already know you flex told her you was something that you not. But you can hear how scared she is. Now, for a lot of people, fight or flight would have kicked in. I don't know if maybe grabbing something and knocking him the fuck out, or maybe eye gouging him would have helped, but that's my 2 cents.
This man has now been convicted of rape.
I'm just letting you know, don't cross me. And I ain't gonna cross you.
But now, all bullshit aside, you know, I can understand why you would make the decision you made to entertain him with the foolishness and fuckery that he was telling you. But there's so many more ways to not put yourself at risk. You know what I'm saying? And at least know or carry some forms of self-defense if you gonna be entertaining motherfuckers like that. Again, that's just my 2 cents.
Facing sentence, and he is in the wind.
Gary Diggs is a repeat offender rapist on the run.
Oh yeah, you see Gary, you see how little he is, me and him would have had to thump. For sure. I'd have had to try it with him. Look, nah. You ain't gonna do me like that, Gary. I'd have knocked his ass out. Or tried to.
Who already convicted of rape in 1995 in Los Angeles County, California, was indicted for a 2017 rape in Fairburn and other crimes, was released on a $100,000 bond years ago, and recently represented himself at trial in a Fulton County courtroom. And when the prosecution was nearing the end of its case and things weren't looking good for him, he failed to show up in court the next day and became a fugitive. All according to Fulton County Senior Assistant District Attorney Stacey Burke. He's a twice convicted rapist now who's on the loose.
Yes. And this office is taking that incredibly serious.
Who told us she took over the case in 2025 and handled his trial along with Deputy DA Suri Patel.
This was a 19-year-old girl who had hopes and dreams of coming to Atlanta for a better life. She was living on her sister's couch.
Ms. Burke says Diggs was still convicted in absentia of rape, false imprisonment, aggravated battery, and a state sexual offender registry violation. And Senior Judge David Emerson sentenced him as a recidivist to life without parole plus 60 years. District Attorney Fonnie Willis.
I've already contacted the sheriff of Fulton County to ask that he is made a priority and he's brought in for justice, but he's dangerous.
Ms. Burke says they met on a website called Plenty of Fish, where his profile used someone else's picture. Diggs was 52 and his victim 19 and living in Louisiana, and he wowed her with false claims of affluence, like owning 2 mansions in Atlanta.
They were never his and they were not mansions.
Ms. Burke says he took her to Georgia. His victim eventually caught on he had misled her and was a sex offender. She tried to leave and he attacked her.
The verbal altercation became physical and he strangled her. There are markings around her neck. He pushed her down a flight of stairs. He had a kitchen knife.
She unfortunately had to spend the night after being raped by him.
We did some digging into Diggs ourselves and found a Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana clerk of court docket, and with an offense date of November 7th, 2022, indecent behavior with a juvenile. Under disposition, it says plead guilty. Prosecutor Patel says in his recent trial here, Diggs' behavior representing himself was so outrageous, Judge Emerson sentenced him for contempt to 20 days to be served after the trial. Now, D.A. Willis says the judge who gave Gary Diggs bond has since retired. But as shocking as a convicted rapist being released on bond for another rape sounds, the $100,000 bond he got was substantial for Fulton County at that time, and it served its purpose, and that he did show up for his trial, but didn't stay to the end of trial. Ms. Patel says Judge Emerson was not the one who granted bond. Reporting live in the newsroom, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.